Remember, Jia Baoyu is not a living person. You must stay away from him. At this late hour, never use a bronze mirror to comb your hair. Half of the Jia mansion has already turned into ghosts. Please remember these rules. When you open your eyes, you find yourself holding a piece of rice paper with some crimson small characters on it. A red mansion, a Jia mansion. Your death is not accidental. If you want to survive, please follow these rules. 1. If someone calls you after dark, do not turn around. In are 2. When you see foreign objects like meat, earrings, or rings floating in the ginseng soup, do not make a fuss. 3. Your eyes will deceive you, do not trust anyone, and do not trust any of your senses. 4. Real dead people do not move. Being with the dead is safer than with the living. But if you see a dead person who can speak, immediately stab a stick into their throat. 5. Do not refuse the master of the courtyard, and do not anger him. After reading these words, I pinched myself hard. Apparently, this is not a dream. I have actually traveled to the world of Dream of the Red Chamber and become Lin Daiyu. I don't know much about Dream of the Red Chamber, but there are rumors online that it is actually a ghost book, telling the story of ghosts' romantic entanglements in the Jia family. Sister Lin, it's so cold. Why are you wearing so little? The door suddenly opened, and a man in red clothes appeared. He should be Jia Baoyu. I stared at him with jealousy and fear, and the rules on the rice paper began to surface in my mind. Remember, Jia Baoyu is not a living person. I must stay away from him. Cold sweat soaked through my clothes on my back, and I retreated in fear, but Lin Daiyu's body was too weak. I lost my balance and fell straight to the ground. Sister Lin, Jia Baoyu hurriedly rushed over. He tightly held my hand. Sister, it's my fault for appearing so suddenly and scaring you. An indescribable stench instantly entered my nostrils, like a mix of long rotten meat in the open air and roses. I tightly covered my mouth and nose. What they say online is true. Dream of the Red Chamber is a ghost book. In the book, Jia Baoyu was born with a jade in its mouth. But how can a baby be born with jade in its mouth? Only the dead hold jade to calm their souls and prevent the body from decaying. Sister, why aren't you speaking? Did you hurt yourself when you fell? Jia Baoyu was about to take off my shoes, and extreme fear made me push him away, trembling all over. Men and women should not touch each other. What are you doing? How can you treat Master Bao like this? Someone came in. A maid in a dark blue jacket, embroidered with 5 buttons, entered. Her complexion was deathly pale, and her eyes were extremely large, staring straight at me. This maid was wearing a deceased person's burial clothes. In ancient times, people were superstitious of wearing yellow, white, and blue clothing. Yellow symbolized royalty, while white and blue represented undertakers. After passing away peacefully, the deceased would wear white clothes, but only those who died tragically or violently would wear blue burial clothes. Qingwen, why are you talking nonsense? Sister Lin was just startled. She is Qingwen. In the book, Qingwen is very much liked by Jia Baoyu, known for being bold and arrogant, not considering herself a mere maid at all. She also acted with authority, deliberately not opening the door for Lin Daiyu late at night, leaving Lin Daiyu to suffer the cold outside, which was one of the reasons for Lin Daiyu's tragic death. Soon, her pale fingers, stained with lacquer red, directly touched my arm. As soon as I made contact with her, I immediately felt something was wrong. Her palm had no bones. At this moment, Qingwen suddenly stretched her neck, her face close to mine, staring at me. Ice Maiden, you really are very fortunate, I screamed in fright, instinctively waving my hand to dodge, but accidentally hit her face with my fingers. Her skin fell off like a mask, the entire bloody piece dropping to the ground. Qingwen was left without a face, standing there with a skull full of flesh and blood. At this moment, she tilted her head, silently staring at me. Jia Baoyu reached out to touch my forehead, saying, "Isn't it just a piece of skin that fell off? Why are you so startled?" Qingwen stiffly bent down to pick up the blood-stained skin from the ground. Jia Baoyu seemed unfazed, dismissing Qingwen, and instead, he looked at me with a sudden realization, saying, "You are not Sister Lin." My heart skipped a beat. How did he know I wasn't Lin Daiyu? I suddenly remembered that in the book, Lin Daiyu and Jia Baoyu were in love with each other. While I kept rejecting Jia Baoyu's repeated attempts to help me, Jia Baoyu isn't stupid. He must have realized this. What are you talking about? I took several deep breaths, pretending to be coy. If I'm not Sister Lin, then what am I? A ghost. Jia Baoyu placed his hand on the back of mine, brought his lips close to my ear, and softly said, "You came from another world, right? Just like me, I came from another world too." I widened my eyes in shock. A sense of surprise and joy welled up inside me. I wanted to ask him how long he had been here, and if there was a way to escape this cursed book. But just as I was about to speak, I noticed a fine black line of stitches at the junction of his skin and hairline, resembling the marks of a seam. It was clearly the appearance of a long-dead but well-preserved corpse. I gasped in extreme shock and stood up, intending to leave. "I'm a bit tired, I need to go back." Qingwen blocked my path with 2 cups of tea, and I glanced at the tea. Inside the white teacup, there wasn't a single tea leaf, only a red liquid that looked like human blood, emitting a strong, fresh scent. I was so frightened that I trembled all over, not knowing what to do. At that moment, a maid wearing a pink jacket with a 5-petal flower pattern and her hair tied in hanging braids on both sides walked in. "Miss Lin, I knew you weren't here, so Xiaoxiang Yu must be with Master Bao here," the maid said, holding a red lantern in her hand. She smiled sweetly at Jia Baoyu and said, "Master Bao, Miss Lin just drank some calming tea." I'm afraid you shouldn't drink this Fenglu tea. It might harm your body, Jia Baoyu said, showing a look of guilt as he quickly took the teacup from my hand. The maid draped a white cloak over my shoulders. Master Bao, it's getting dark. I'll take Miss back to Shaoxiang courtyard first. As we were leaving, out of the corner of my eye, I unexpectedly caught a glimpse of Jia Baoyu, whose face had just been as gentle as warm jade, now changing expression. His head slowly tilted to the left at an impossibly twisted angle, his eyes drooping as he stared intently at me. I was so frightened that I went weak all over, nearly falling again. The maids behind me quickly supported my arms. In a very low voice, make sure not to reveal your strangeness here. Luckily, you have been transported into Lin Daiyu's body and have Jia Baoyu's protection. Otherwise, you would definitely become one of these evil spirits. I looked at him warily. Who are you? The maid lowered her voice even more. I am your maid, Zihuan. Also, like you, I am a transmigrator into this book. Having learned from Jia Baoyu's earlier probing, I did not rashly reveal my identity. What do you mean by transmigrator? I don't understand what you're saying. Oh, you just need to remember that in the entire ghostly book of Dream of the Red Chamber, aside from you and me, there are no other living people. No living people at all. But the rules show that in one Dream of the Red Chamber, one Jia mansion, half are ghosts. So what is the other half? Is the maid in front of me really that infuriating?